Hello fellow brawlers, I'm KairosTime, and it is time to brawl. Now, every time Brawl Stars gets an update, I take some time to play through it, see what I think about it, and give you guys my 100% honest update review. Normally, I get to it within a week of the update, but after this last update, we had the holiday season, I got super sick. So it's taken me a while to get to this video, but I have a lot of good things to say about this update, as well as a lot of criticisms that I'd like to get off of my chest. And as always, I'm gonna be 100% honest. Now, if you like the video, please subscribe for future content. And if you're already subscribed, please take a moment to remember to use code Kairos in the Brawl Stars shop to help support more videos just like this. It honestly helps the channel a lot more than you might think. Now, we're gonna be talking about Max and B, present plunder, the pirate Brawlidays, and the new look for a team feature, as well as a few other things. Let's go ahead and get started with B. And yeah, 10 out of 10 for her personality. For her artwork, another 10 out of 10, okay? Super cute. She's definitely a lot of fun. She's a good addition to the game. We've seen tons of Brawl Stars fan artists creating great content around her because they love her, and I love her too. Now, as far as the uniqueness of her abilities, you guys think this is gonna be all positive, but no, it's not. But a 10 out of 10, okay? Now, although there are similarities between her like range with Piper, her reload with Carl, and her slow with like Ems, you know, the combination of her stats and mechanics is very unique, and it creates a role that is unlike any other that we have, and I love it. Now, as far as how balanced she is, I'd probably say like an 8 out of 10, where like 10 out of 10 is perfectly balanced. A 1 out of 10 is like terribly balanced, like Rose on release day balance kind of a thing. I think she's only slightly on the strong side of things, okay? She slightly overshadows Piper just a bit, but there's still plenty of reason to use Piper instead. So I'm actually really happy with B right now. Originally, I thought that her super was gonna be like pretty useless because of how low the damage output is, but after playing with her, I've learned how devastating it is, because in combination with her attack, she can just quickly auto fire 2 quick shots and deal insane amount of damage no matter how far away the opponent is. So like, yeah, it's actually really good. By the way, if you're wondering why B wasn't released with a special, here's some info on that. It's because Supercell learned from the past that when they release new brawlers that like aren't a mythic or higher, so many people just buy the special that actually floods the game with that brawler, and we have another Tick-pocalypse or Rosa rundown, and it's like not as fun and difficult to see exactly how well she is because of that. So for epic and less rare brawlers, we'll probably no longer see specials to buy them on day one, but there will be a special for her on later days. So if you are unlucky enough to not get her, then you'll have a chance to purchase her outright later on. Now, overall, guys, B is a real treat to the game, and I'm really excited about her release. Okay, now next up, let's talk about Max. Personality, another 10 out of 10. She's fast, and she's fun. However, I give her artwork a 6 out of 10, okay? Don't get me wrong. I love her 3D model. She oozes confidence, and somehow she makes this super wonky helmet actually look good. Like, I don't know. But her icon, it just does not look right, okay? You guys know what I'm talking about. The mouth is too big. There's a random red stripe between her eyes that's not in the 3D model, and her head just, it's not quite the right shape. Also, if you look at her player icon, she actually has a green energy drink like oozing from her mouth, which looks really weird. The community seems to agree with me, and I've actually seen a lot of really good community drawn suggestions for a change of her icon, but this one by Derp Draws, I feel like would be a really good fit, okay? I mean, this looks like Max. It doesn't look weird, and she doesn't have green droopy energy drink dripping out of her mouth, which, anyway, you get the idea. Now, as for how balanced Max is, this is actually kind of tough for me to say. Originally, I thought that she was like very weak. Now, although she does have a ton of ammo, her attacks deal little damage, and the projectile speed actually seems to be slow enough that even when you're somewhat close to an enemy brawler, she misses a lot of shots because of how fast she moves. But the more that I've played with team-based modes like Brawl Ball and Present Plunder, the more I've actually started to like her. She's still not the best in either mode, but one super is all she needs to really grab a present, score a goal, or even help her teammates do one of those two things. I've learned that she's a really high skill cap brawler, and I think that the right players will really unlock a lot of potential with her as they focus on those team-based plays. With that said though, I still think she's on the weak side of things, and she's definitely not good in the vast majority of the other modes. Like, in fact, she's terrible in most of the other modes. Now, I'm going to compare her to Leon to explain exactly why I feel like she needs a buff. Here you'll see a clip of Max and Leon side by side. This is the closest distance where Max can auto-aim her attack and have all 4 bullets deal damage. She deals 1,384 damage. From this same distance, Leon deals 1,452 damage, plus Leon's attack actually has a longer range than Max by 1 2/3 tiles, okay? So even at range, Leon is the better option offensively. Plus, he can also deal burst damage up close to brawlers, which makes Leon the obvious choice when it comes to range, normal damage, and burst damage. Okay, now let's talk about speed, because that's the other big thing that you want to play Max for. Now, although her super makes her faster than Leon with a smoke trail star power, Leon's super actually lasts 2 seconds longer than Max's does, which means that the amount of distance that they travel is the same for both of them when they use their super. That's right, guys. Leon's star power makes him just as good at traveling distance as Max's super in solo situations, okay? Star powers do not normally offer as much value as a super, which is one reason why I feel like she needs a buff. Plus, Leon gets to go invisible while using his super, which can provide insane value. Now, I haven't been completely fair to Max in this comparison, okay? I do need to be 100% honest and say that Max does have slightly more health, not by much though. Also, Max has a faster reload speed than Leon, so she's more likely to be able to do consistent damage. And of course, Max's super can also boost the speed of teammates, while Leon's super only makes him go faster. But okay, so we take all of that, we put it into a pot, we boil it down. What does it all mean? It means, honestly, most of the time, you're better off going with Leon than you are with Max. And the only time you should really ever play Max is if you plan on making team-based plays with her. But even then, her super range is so short that you really have to bunch up with your teammates in order to boost them in the first place, and that is typically not a smart thing to do. So all in all, she's kind of like a free-to-play version of Leon, right? Just like a little bit lesser, and I feel like she deserves a little bit more than that, especially as the newest brawler into the game. Okay, I think that Supercell could consider a few small changes to make Max more competitive and viable in modes other than team-based, like opportunity grabbers like Present Plunder and Brawl Ball. I think they could increase her super range by a couple of tiles, maybe even 3 or 4, so she doesn't have to get so close to her teammates just to make them faster. I also think they could increase the duration of her speed boost by 1 second so that her super is more beneficial than Leon's star power. I like the speed of it. I think that's good. Just doing it a little bit longer would be good. I'd also like to see a small change to either the spread, the speed, or the damage of her attack to make Max an okay option in modes other than Brawl Ball or Present Plunder. Lastly, uniqueness for Max. Love her. I think she's great. Like I said though, I feel like she's kind of a free-to-play version of Leon. Next up, Present Plunder. Let's talk about that. Now, as far as new game modes go, I think this mode is much more fun than Takedown and Lone Star, and I really hope that Supercell is considering making it a permanent mode after making a few tweaks to it, okay? I think alternating it with Brawl Ball would make a lot of sense. I'd really like to know what you guys think, so let me know in the comment section. But I love that this mode is kind of similar to Brawl Ball, but also very different. Like, some of the similar brawlers that are good in Brawl Ball are also kind of similar in Present Plunder, but not 100% of the time, and there's a lot of differences to it, so I really like that. Also, there are some good brawlers that are really good in this mode that aren't great everywhere else. Okay, now I've been having a lot of fun playing it and learning which strategies work for the best of it. By the way, I've done a tier list video on the mode, so if you want to know which brawlers and which strategies are the best for the mode, make sure you watch that after this one. With all that said though, I think there are some tweaks that need to be made before this mode is made permanently into the game. First of all, I think we could use some variety in the maps, okay, to make some like longer range brawlers a little bit more beneficial sometimes. Second, I think that rather than being a present stealing game, I think it should be a capture the flag game where brawlers would carry the flags instead. Also, I think they could do some things to improve the game's balance. Currently, it's like super hard to get to the enemy flag or their present, and like way too hard to defend once an enemy team has taken the flag. I feel like they could increase the respawn timer to make it slightly easier to get a present after getting a kill. I also think they can make it so that whoever is carrying the present has a slower movement speed and can't throw the present as far, especially with their super. So it's slightly easier to defend if the enemy has taken the present, right? Also, there's probably a lot of other tweaks that they could do to like make the mode more fun, but I really hope that they keep this as a permanent mode. Also, guys, let's talk about the tilting ship. Love the idea. I don't like how the tilt makes it harder to aim with longer range brawlers. Also, some people have reported it like makes them feel sick, and after playing it for a while, yeah, it does mess with your eyes a little bit. I think that they could do the same thing with the ship tilting less intensely, but also keeping the speed boost with, you know, and maybe even like adding wind to make it clear like exactly what's happening, maybe indicators of like when it's going to tilt, or, you know, stuff like that. With that said, I think it's a great modifier and I really enjoy the game mode, and I didn't feel this way with Graveyard Shift. Like Graveyard Shift was really fun, but like the meta was so stale and it's just like kind of got annoying playing with the same and against the same brawlers over and over and over again. This mode I feel like has some more competitiveness to it, and I want it. Supercell, please bring it back. Don't make this temporary. Now let's talk about Brawlidays. First off, okay, the Ricochet skin that they gave to everyone as an exclusive skin that will never be available again. I think this is super cool, and I hope that they realize that this is going to be an expectation every year. Okay, they did Star Shelly for year 1. They did Ricochet this year. There's gonna be one next year, like mark my words, or the community is going to be upset. Don't make us upset, Supercell. Listen to us. We liked it. We want it again. It's a really fun throwback to Rico's old model, and it's really cool that Supercell just gave the skin away for free. I guess that they might give away a skin for free in the holiday season, but I did not expect that it would be a one-time limited skin, okay? So that's like especially really cool for the players that are playing right now. As for the pirate-themed holiday event, I honestly like it, but I was definitely wishing that they'd bring back some more of the snow on the maps. Like they already had the assets, so it would have been super fun to just see it again. They also have like Christmas music. Like you just put it in and just like let us re-enjoy, just think about the Christmas of times past, Brawlidays of times past, right? It's kind of like also bittersweet to me that they brought back all 3 of the Christmas skins from last year. One of my favorite parts of playing like RuneScape back in the day was that I had a collection of items that could only be claimed during the holiday events in the past, and you could never get them again, okay? Brawl Stars has this with the Rico and the Star Shelly, but I also want like a pay-to-play version of it. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just a dirty gemmer. I love my skins. I wish that Brawl Stars would have left one of the holiday skins as exclusive, but I do also understand the appeal to new players who didn't have the chance to get them in the past. Also, I know I love the pirate skins, don't get me wrong. I really wish they would have brought another Christmas or holiday themed skin into the game to add to the collection. Missed opportunities, I just feel like. So the event for me was kind of bittersweet as like a longtime hardcore fan of the game and also as a gemmer, but I know I'm kind of not the normal player. So let me know what you guys think about that. And if you feel the same way, let me know. If you don't feel the same way, please let me know as well, because I'm looking for feedback here. Now, as for the pirate theme, I think they did an amazing job with the environment, and I totally guessed that we would get a pirate ship 5 months ago. That's right, the Brawl theory is becoming more and more real with every single update. Now, as for pirate skins, Corsair Colt, Captain Carl, amazing. I love them. And you guys should know that Supercell was originally going to make Captain Carl 300 gems, but they actually listened to our feedback that he wasn't as exciting as like some of the other 300 gem brawlers and put it back down to 150 gems, which I think is a lot closer to its real value. Big props to Supercell for that, okay? Now, Pirate Poco, I was less excited about Pirate Poco until they made that last minute change that changed his attack and his super animation. I definitely think he's worth the 80 gems now. He's still not my favorite, but like definitely worth it and really cool. Plus he's limited, so you know, there's that. Also, I should note that I originally didn't think that the pirate skins were going to be a Brawliday only skin. As a gemmer who will always get every skin in the game because Brawl is, I mean, really, it's my job. I love exclusive skins, and I cannot wait for more to be added into the game. I finally feel like there are enough skins in the game where it's starting to feel like we're getting a lot of different ones that show up. People have their favorites. It's really fun. I really love that. And as a side note, while we're talking about skins, I also really love that Supercell is adding 30 gem recolor skins to the new brawlers like GT Max, Ladybug B, I mean, it's so epic because then the free-to-play players have an opportunity to get some skins as well and kind of show off which of them is their favorite, show off their true colors kind of a thing. Now let's talk about the look for a team feature. I can't tell you how many times I wish for something like this in the past. I literally gave Supercell feedback that we needed something like this on #1 day of the beta. No joke. It was like my first piece of feedback to them. Played Brawl Stars, boom, we need this feature. And it took them this long to put it into the game. Oh man. Oh, okay, I know. They had other priorities to focus on and get the game ready for the game, and you know, then and I get it. There wasn't necessarily a need for it until Power Play came out, so I get it. I understand. I do wish that they would have done it sooner, but I've probably given them this feedback like 10 times since then. Thank you, Supercell, for adding this into the game, even though we've had to wait a little bit longer than I would like to. I think it's great. So I'm going to talk about what I love about it first, but then I have some very serious suggestions on improving it because it is not the best version that it can be, and there are some big issues with it. Okay, first of all, I love that the matchmaking is more likely to pair you up with teammates that have a similar trophy count or total trophy count to your own, okay? I compared the total trophy counts of almost 50 randoms that I paired up with. Half of them were with like straight up regular randoms where you just hit play, and the other half were with a find a team feature. I bounced back and forth between the two matchmaking types, and I used the same modes and the same brawlers for both groups of randoms to make it sure that both groups were like fair, okay? I have a much higher than average total trophy count than most players at 18.7 thousand trophies. So the vast majority of the time, I end up playing with players that have far fewer trophies than I do and just don't have the game experience that they haven't been playing for as long, or you get the idea. The find a team feature was 12% more likely to match me with teammates that were of a similar trophy count, total trophy count, which led to me playing with much better teammates, okay? Seriously. Additionally, it was a lot less frustrating when we had a loss because I knew I had solid teammates. We just need to adapt our strategy. Maybe we made one mistake or something like that. And I've had a very, very generally positive experience playing with them. Only a few times have I had like situations where people were being just dumb, but most of the time they were really good, okay? Now, how to improve it? While I was likely to get paired with better teammates, it was very apparent that I was much more likely to go against pre-made comps, like people that were friends, so grabbing their best friends, strategizing, playing with the best of the best brawlers, and pushing much higher than me and my teammates were. In other words, the matchmaking was more likely to be unfair. Okay, the reason behind this is because when you use the look for a team feature, the algorithm puts you in a pre-made comp category. Currently there are two categories: randoms, pre-made comps. So you are less likely to face pure random comps and more likely to face pre-made comps, which means the gameplay is much harder and you are much more likely to face players just playing so much higher in trophies than you. I personally like the challenge, okay? But it is frustrating for most players when you face a team that has an average of 230 total trophies higher than you. Look at this, guys. 230 trophies average. This is not abnormal when you're playing with the find a team feature. At least for me, it happens probably 1 every 3 to 4 matches. This is a big issue, okay? Because people aren't going to keep on using it, and if they're going to face harder teammates like this, like okay, I'll give some feedback on how to fix this a little bit later, okay? But another issue with the find a team feature is how long matchmaking take. There's been times when I've been sitting matchmaking for like so long, and all of a sudden it just pops up with one player. Last time I checked, it said find a team, not find one player, okay? I'm not talking about duo showdown. I'm talking about like other modes, like you sit in matchmaking, boom, one player. I'm like, what the heck? Okay, now I'm sure that this isn't the case for lower trophies, but for me it takes between 1.5 minutes to 3 minutes, and sometimes even longer than that. And this is an issue for 2 reasons, okay? First of all, I have more trophies than most people, which isn't really a problem that Supercell can fix, nor would I expect them to, okay? Obviously, I'm always gonna have more trophies than most people, so. But the second reason, the real reason why matchmaking takes so long is because players aren't using the feature, okay? So why aren't they using the feature? My guess is because of the harder teammates that you have to face against and the unfair matchmaking. So I think that Supercell really needs to add a 3rd category to the matchmaking algorithm, okay? So you have random teams, you have pre-made teams, and you have look for a team teams, where basically you're more likely to face against other look for a team teams. And if there aren't any in the matchmaking that is good fit for the actual match, then you have an equal chance of facing pre-made comps or randoms rather than more likely to face up against pre-made comps. This should hopefully encourage more players to use the feature, which should decrease the matchmaking time and improve fairness. Okay, now lastly guys, let's talk about this chat feature. So awesome. Really awesome. I love it. It needs a lot of improvements. Okay, we need more phrases. Okay, like one more match, or wait 1 minute, or my bad, sorry, or like good games, or like I like your skin. Okay, also we need a variety of the emotes. We don't need 5 ways to say we're happy. We don't need 5 ways to say we're sad. We don't need 5 ways to say we're angry. I want a laughing emote. I need a winking emote. I want like a lag emote. Like, hey, sorry I lagged during that last match. I want a heart emote. I mean, Supercell did a great job with the suggesting a brawler feature. So cool, love that. They also did a really great job at making these phrases neutral across languages. Love it. But I really feel like Supercell just barely scratched the surface with this, and I want to be able to express my feelings a little bit more. I know that they're trying to walk a fine line between making it so that people can like be toxic and annoying and things like that, but like people will be toxic no matter what. They will be toxic. They will spam the wow button and you know that they're being toxic. They'll spam the angry button, you know they're being toxic. Like, it doesn't matter. Let the vast majority of the players who are not being toxic have a more enjoyable time expressing our feelings. Maybe this video has been a little too honest. Okay, I want you to know that I think this has been a fantastic update, but let's continue on. I got a couple other things to say. You probably noticed that they removed a lot of maps from the game and replaced them with others. Okay, I hate to see some maps that I love, like Feast or Famine. Oh, gone. Feast or Famine, seriously? Okay, but okay, I get it. I like that they're taking the time to test out different maps and encourage that different meta. And the reason why they removed Feast or Famine is because the meta was incredibly stale. And I like to think that people were playing it a lot, but chances are they probably weren't, or Supercell wouldn't have removed it. So sad to see those maps go away, but I agree with Supercell's decision, except for Feast or Famine. I love that map. The championship challenge. It hasn't even happened yet, and I already have some positive things to say about it and some negative things to say about it, okay? First of all, love the format. I think it is going to be excellent at doing 2 things. First of all, giving rewards for free-to-play players who are skilled at the game, and I think that's really cool. I think they did it a very fun way. Second, it's going to do a great job at finding players to qualify for the 2020 Esports Championship. So awesome. Okay, what I'm disappointed about, this is what I was most excited about, and we're not getting it. The fact that this is not going to be exactly like the challenges in Clash Royale. You won't get a big prize the better that you do, meaning, okay, I mean, you'll get more star points, but meaning that the prize for 1 win is gonna be the exact same as the prize for 14th win? Really? I feel like it should scale up and the rewards should only get better as you go. Also, I wish that there was like a big prize, like, you know, at the end in Clash Royale where like you get a chest and it like has more rewards and things like that. I just, yeah, you get the idea, okay? Also, I got confirmation from Supercell that you will only be able to compete in the challenge once per month. So that means if you and your teammates make a mistake, or even like if you just don't do as well as you know that you could because something happened, you will not get another chance to try and do the challenge again. You will not be able to try and like claim those rewards. You won't be able to try and qualify for that championship until the next month. So yes, we are getting 12 chances to qualify for the championship. I get that. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. But for everybody else that like wants to try and push themselves and try and like just do better, like I want. Oh man, come on. We have power play, but power play, it's not as competitive as I had hoped it would be. It has some improvements, and I'm kind of surprised that those didn't get fixed this update. And these challenges, that is a great time for people to really get in there and like try and hone their skills and their strategies. I'm even fine if like people get 1 chance to enter in to qualify for the championship, but after that, you could pay gems to try and go back in there, or pay tickets so you can go in there and try to claim the rewards that are higher up and try to play better and play against really competitive matches. That sounds like so much fun, and that is what I was really hoping this would be, and it's not going to be that. And this was a really big letdown for me, and I think there's going to be a lot of other people that are disappointed in as well. Obviously, it hasn't even started yet, so I could totally just be way off. but I really want to know what you guys think. So please let me know in the comment section, okay? Now, in fact, let me know what you think about any of this in the video. Your opinion might be completely different than mine, and I keep a really good eye on these comments in these types of videos before I go and actually give feedback to Supercell, because I'm biased. I want to know what you guys think as well, and Supercell wants to know that. So this is a great opportunity to share your thoughts, give me some time to read through it, and also like the comments that you feel like give feedback that you agree with, so I'm more likely to see it. Overall, love this update. I think this was probably one of the biggest updates of the year, and I love it. And I want you to know that my criticisms are not me saying I don't like the update. It's just me saying, hey, here's the points that Supercell, I'm giving Supercell feedback on what they can do for the future updates to try and like come back and tweak things and kind of see where they can improve. Like Supercell wants to learn these things. They want to do the best they can, and I want to share with them what I think they can do better. Not that they're doing a bad job, because they're doing an amazing job. And a lot of times I come around to agreeing with them even when I disagree with them at first. But anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked it, make sure you subscribe. And once again, use that code Kairos in the shop. For now, guys, this is KairosTime ticking by, and we will see you